Boom, check it out. Oh yeah. And I bought, boom, more scaffolding. And I also purchased, boom, my sheeting. It is a sprinkler, and it's advertised there as an animal repeller sprinkler, and it's got little pictures of animals. I'm just gonna spray lacquer that. I couldn't even, my wife was calling me from another part of the fair because I went to go pick that up. She's like, where are you? I didn't even answer the phone. My plans have been thwarted. That's what you do when you're retired. Buy more hammocks. Damn it, man. Yo, my friends! Hey guys, how you doing? How you doing? Craig here on the Thai farm, where it's late afternoon, just trying to beat the heat. I was out actually most of the day. Went to a new coffee shop kind of place out in the farmlands. It was pretty cool, and I think I took some still shots, you know. But yeah. And then we ate, came back here, and I tried to stay. Actually stayed in the small shop house. Aircon that room up to get it nice and cold. Yeah, and now the network there says that it's supposed to be a chance of rain. And looking at the sky, yeah, it could be rain, but what I do notice is that it is a little cooler. There's a bird up there. Oh, there's a couple birds. One of those birds is just like the one that's brown and black. It hops around on the ground a lot, but it's often seen squashed on the road. But it's a snake killer. And hey, anyway, if you watched my last video, you know I did some little work on my motorbike, and boom, check it out. Oh yeah. So I put that black piece, but I also removed these ones. I painted that myself, and I painted these two side ports, so kind of blacked it out a little bit more. Looks pretty cool, pretty badass. Yeah, my own little custom paint job. I'm gonna do some more. I that one can, I used the can of spray paint. That one can of spray paint, I used almost all of it on those three pieces. You know, I put a number of layers, and also, hey man, boom, look at my table. Yow. That's a far cry from what it was, huh? Of course, I still got to do something with that. But, yeah. Nice. Nice. when you get things cleaned up, you know, it always feels kind of good. Speaking of cleaned up, I like my haircut, bro. Got the side shaved. I'm leaving the top long. My wife asked me today, when are you gonna do the bridge? And I'm like, yeah, like I'm gonna be on that, you know, like in a day or two. She bought herself a new hose, tired of yanking the old stiff one from the heat, and she's dumping more fresh water into the pond. I said it needs more water, man. It can't be, and she doesn't want to suck it out of the other pond. I think what happened also was from when we emptied the canal pond in here, you know, it brought with it all this decay, nutrients kind of thing, you know. It's not good for the pond. That bacteria will grow, and it kind of made the pond maybe a little bit less healthy, like with, you know, she said it was getting greener, although I don't see any more. It's not more algae or anything. It's just looked a little greener. But anyway, just putting water in there. Now, of course, all these mangoes are all the ones I knocked down out of that tree. They're all scattered everywhere. And actually, these ones are falling off. These are just pure falling off from ripeness. I love the color of these mangoes, man, don't you? And I could eat all those, but yeah, probably too many. I did go to Global yesterday, and I bought, boom, more scaffolding, because I need 2 sets of scaffolding. I should have always had it, you know, that way I can save myself from falling off of a ladder that's mounted precariously on top of the catwalk. So 2 scaffoldings should get me right up here in the middle. You know, I can't move it over here too much. Maybe I can, but it should give me enough stability to be above the top bar, so that I can be better at you know, getting those screws in place. And I also purchased, boom, my sheeting. This is, you can see how it is. It's actually quite stiff. It is a polycarbonate Wellington, and that's going to go over this section. It's green in color, almost a blue green, but it's green, and this will be this section will be green. That side I'm going to do clear once I figure out the balance on the sliding roof. But anyway, my wife thinks I'm crazy, of course. She's out there telling people the guy bought plastic for the roof. Okay, for one, this is not a house. It's like gonna be a cool place to hang out. And yeah, you know what, you could sleep here. But if I wanted to build it into a tiny home, then I would have cemented up this front, but I'm not, right? This is all gonna be glass. And on that note, Global now has the thick plexiglass that I initially thought, you know what, I should do this all in plexiglass, and then I could, you know, really make it cool. But each sheet of plexiglass, which is a 4x8, each sheet of plexiglass is like $100, and I would need probably 4 of them to get this done, at least 4. And I'm like, what? that's $400. And if I do the math, let me see, so whatever, so that's, let's say it's 34, about 33.65 per sheet, so that's 33.65, and that's going to be, let's say 3,400 baht, 12,000, 13,000, whatever, 13. Well, I guess I might even have to see anyway, 14,000 baht. So once I get all that done, and I'm ready to build that glass front wall, so to speak, then I'll call my glass guy. I'll go get my glass guy to come on over and check this out and give me a price. He doesn't have to, again, it's not gonna be like a storefront. I don't need that, man. But it's gonna be badass, cool, and airtight enough where I can put windows, or I mean, I'm sorry, put air conditioning in there. Speaking of stuff, I also got, I think this was 600 baht and it was on sale or something for 99 baht. It is a sprinkler, and it's advertised there as an animal repeller sprinkler, and it's got little pictures of animals there. So it's a motion detector, as you can see, and so the sprinkler goes on when it detects motion. And so, yeah, so I'm gonna have to check that out, see if it really works. You know, you saw those in YouTube video, some guy did it for like his parking space or whatever. Somebody would always park in there and then the sprinkler would go on, or somebody would walk their dog or let their dog go on somebody's property and take a crap or whatever, and as soon as the dog walker was, you know, letting the dog out on the property, the sprinkler would go. And I mean, it's not a super badass sprinkler, but my wife has shared that she wants this bird that she believes it was a bird nest in the corner up there. She wants him to disappear. I took a long bamboo pole with some, you know, it's actually the tape. It's sticky tape, but it's the tape you use underneath, like the, you know, where the tiles meet each other and stuff. It's still sticky. I had some left over, so I wrapped it around the bamboo pole and then stuck it up there and twisted it around or whatever, and pulled all the nesting, or pulled most of all the nesting I could. And then, fair enough, as I was jamming it up in there, it pulled off of the bamboo pole and it itself stuck up in there. So the bird is not going up there anymore, but I can see now next to the galay, that's that X on the top there, that there's some bird crap right there, which means that now it's new. There's probably only 3 or 4 craps, and it's probably because the bird, the pigeon, actually that's probably pigeon poop, because the small, I think it's the small birds that go up, try to go up on there and nest, that she was hearing or complaining about. So the trick is, where do I mount the sprinkler? So I thought what I would do is, like, I could actually just run it right to, I don't know, hell, I could just put it right on that corner right there, or maybe right underneath the galay, right? So as soon as they get near the galay, they come flying in towards it, it immediately starts to go. I just have to rig the, you know, the hose or whatever, you know. And I think it would just be a matter of time. But anyway, but first I'll hook it up down here and I'll walk past it or whatever, see if it works. That'd be kind of cool. I got this at the Sunday market. I don't know if I shared that. I'm just gonna spray lacquer that. Similar to these ones that I got. I have a couple in this house, but I got this at the Sunday market and I lacquered that up. Looks pretty cool. But you know, I just had to replace this bulb. These bulbs are actually, you know, they have a plug on the end of it, but I cut that off and I wire it direct. But these are the cheap ones. These are only like, I think they were like 45 baht or something at Global. Nice light. I just had to swap that out this morning. What else? I'm anxious to get the roofing on there. That's what I got to do. And now I'm a little happier that I got the scaffolding. And I don't know if I'm gonna do that today though, because it's already like 5 o'clock, and as soon as my wife gets back from wherever she took off on the scooter, there is a celebration or a cultural event, basically another one in the city, and it's, you know, if you know Kamphaengphet, we are also you know, kind of like a second capital city, you know, kind of a Sukhothai era of the UTL, all of that. So we have our own nice set of historic ruins and everything, and collectively a nice great story about that. We went to one then I think during the Kamphaeng festival, and you know, this huge fireworks and reenactment and stuff at night in the ancient grounds, and you know, fighting and all that stuff. It was pretty cool. Yeah. And now tonight, actually, we didn't even know. I thought I saw something on a poster somewhere. I was like, yeah. So we went last night to go eat, and then sure enough, it was like, oh my God, there was like 200 cars on the road there, parked and stuff. And so they have a nice food, you know, cultural kind of food thing. Everybody's dressed up in Thai clothes, and again, they have huge 2 or 3, 5, whatever sets of bleachers, and like tall bleachers, and performance stage, and they'll have the performance this evening, you know, all the dances and this and that, to storytelling and fireworks and stuff. And so we're gonna go eat over there. We actually went there last night to check it all out. I didn't bring the camera, but I wanted to go back tonight. This one place, it was one of the place I ate at, which was actually, I think it was called Bear Grill or something like that, and they had a steak and pasta bowl. And I was like, dude, I'll take the steak pasta bowl. So I came back in about 10 minutes. The guy's all, yeah, buddy. And oh my God, it wasn't that, you know, oftentimes in Thailand when you go steak, it's this kind of a thin piece of thing or whatever. But this thing was like sliced perfectly, and obviously it was a real good grill, you know. And he had a couple other pieces of meat on there, just laying them up. Look real good. I was like, dang, this is a guy, good stuff. I go, dude, you got a restaurant? And he's like, yeah. And he goes, yeah, we actually have basically a beef farm. See, we actually have like a farm, cafe, restaurant, all in the same thing, you know, kind of a resort thing. I was like, oh, cool. I'm like, where the is that? Because, you know, I want to go. He goes, oh, it's actually in Korat. You know, that's like 8 hours from here. I was like, what are you doing here? And he's like, well, you know, traveling kind of thing. So I'm like, damn, man, yeah, buddy. But yeah, so I want to go back there tonight, and I want to eat that again. I'm gonna get it again, and I'll probably get some other stuff too. I did buy banana bread last night. I bought like 4 loaves of banana bread, because the place, the booth where I got from, that booth is actually operated by the prison that we have here. It's a prison, but it's not prison like, it's a vocational rehabilitation kind of prison, where you go there and then you live by the rules, and the rules are, you're gonna learn trade, man. And so they got the, you know, they're selling all the basket weaving stuff and all the purses and all that great stuff and all the wood stuff that they make, you know, and the bakery and the banana bread. I used to go to the prison. You can go in there. They even have a big old coffee shop and a restaurant inside there now. You can go. Anybody can go. And you just go on in there, and you can go down and look at the prison. The shops also sell this stuff. But I would go there and I'd buy the banana bread from them. I go buy like 10 at a time or whatever. And then I started seeing it with the label. I started seeing it at a couple other bakeries and this and that. I'm like, oh, this is from the, yeah. And so anyway, but they were there last night, and they're like, oh, I remember that Phalang guy. And but yeah, so I bought bread, but I didn't bring anything else home. So tonight we'll go back there. I'll grab another steak bowl. God, the pasta was like a, I guess it was a, you know, a fettuccine alfredo or something like that. And you get a lot of spaghetti carbonara, I should say, in and around a lot of restaurants here, and they just slice up these little chunks of ham or whatever and drop that in there, and this and that, which is fine. But this stuff was not like that. This was like some Olive Garden stuff. it was like bacon and stuff, and I saw her cooking it up in the frying pan and just really doing the thing. I'm like, dang, it was delicious. I couldn't even, my wife was calling me from another part of the fair because I went to go pick that up. She's like, where are you? I didn't even answer the phone. I just sat because I was sitting down. I was just like, oh, that's so good. And I just kept eating it. And when I was finished, then I was like, ah, okay. Now I walked over to where she was. But I'm gonna do that again tonight, and then maybe I can get some shots. Gotta watch it for some of the copyrighted stuff, but so anyway, look forward to that. Let's check it out. There's some more sights and sounds from another wonderful cultural activity here off the Thai farm. And what? My plans have been, whoa, thwarted. Yeah. I don't know if you can see that. That is just blowing, bro. Raining and blowing in the wind. Shit, man. Look at that. I feel bad for those vendors out there, man. Whoa, whoa, whoa. It's blowing. It's all getting wet up in here. Oh, by the way, I got a new hammock. That's what you do when you're retired. You buy more hammocks. But, yeah, shoot, man. Oh, wait a minute. Was that my... That's something. I was looking over there to see if my scaffolding and stuff is blowing down. I heard metal fall. That is some gusty wind right now. You can see that, man. That's some serious wind. But it'll blow over, right? It's gonna blow through, whatever. And I'm actually way over there where the... It could very well be that it's rainy and windy right here, but not at the performance area in town. But I don't know. It's dark. That dark 30 right there. Damn it, man. I think we'll still go out there though. Gotta still go out there and check it out, right? But if not, I just looked. I was downloading this. Whoa. Downloading that previous video clip, and I was checking my old folder on the previous performance because I did take some footage that last time. I never posted it, but I remember taking it, and I don't think I did anything with it. So I looked at the folder. I go, oh, it's still there. So anyway, if we don't get to see this tonight or shortly, then I'll see if I can't add some of those clips to this video, because it's kind of like the same thing in terms of the performance side of it. This one has a lot more vendors, because that during the last time it was only a part of a greater, larger fair, which was like 500 food vendors or whatever under tents and stuff, and then over in the ancient ruins is where the performance was. But in this one now, the performance and the food is the same thing, but there's not 500, there's like maybe 50 or something. Anyway, still blowing, and still raining. You can see off in the hard rain is maybe over there. It was hard raining here a minute ago, but like I say, it'll probably move through. Anyway, let's see what I got, and yeah, I'll get back at you. Well, we made it, and it actually, like I said, it's not raining here. It was pouring at home, dude, but it's not raining here. That's cool. Anyway, it's all quiet on the Western Front right now. I just ordered my steak and pasta, so here, check it out. This was the jailhouse place I was telling about to make all that furniture and the bread and all that stuff. Banana bread. Yeah. I told the pasta steak guy, I'll give you about 15 minutes. He's getting started. Got to set up the shop basically. And look at that. And like I said, people are dressed in costume. This is the old style. If you've never watched, hello. Wait for the cop. Kids, they love it. They're getting ready backstage for performances and stuff. I could run back through here. Just backstage. Here you go. The old cannon. What he comes? Yo, my friends! So yeah, lots of theater and art history in Kamphaeng Phet. So yeah, there we'll walk down, get some sights of the food before it gets packed. Anyway, I am going to get my food. Maybe I'll let you take a look at that before I consume it. My wife is over there now, posting up on her seat, which, I don't know, it's 6:20 right now or something like that. So she will probably have to be, let's see, what time is it? 6:22. Sure, we'll be sitting over there for a little while because the performances usually start like when it gets dark, so that they can highlight all the lights. They got the fake walls and make it look like ancient ruins there and stuff. So pretty cool. All right, man. I'll get back at you with more action.
ฝ่ายพระเจ้าหงสาวดีนั้นมีได้ตั้งอยู่ในทศพิธราชธรรมดำริว่าพระนเรศวรประกอบไปด้วยปัญญาอันหลักแหลมลึกซึ้งทั้งการสงครามก็องค์มาถึงฝั่งตรงข้ามแม่น้ำสโตนบนหลังช้างความหวาดกลัวกองทัพพม่าจนต้องล่าถอยกลับไปเวลาไม่เคยหยุดนิ่งเองเช่นกระแสน้ำปิงที่ไหลจากวันเวลาของราชอาณาจักรอยุธยาสู่บทบันทึกทางประวัติศาสตร์หน้าใหม่ของกำแพงเพชรสมเด็จพระเจ้าตากสินมหาราชหรือสมเด็จพระเจ้ากรุงธนบุรีมีพระนามเดิมว่าสิน ผู้คนชาวกำแพงเพชรที่กล้าแกร่งและองอาจจนเมืองได้รับสมญานามว่าเมืองแห่งนักรบ
Whoa, hey, we're back. And that was amazing, wasn't it? I love that reenactment stuff, you know, you go through the whole periods of time and this and that. And if you've read anything about the warring factions and the history of Thailand, you can actually kind of follow along in the reenactment, you know. And then at certain parts, especially when they're really fighting and doing all this other stuff, it gives you the goosebumps sometimes, because you're for a moment you're kind of like thrown right into that period of time, you know, if you're psycho like I am. But you know, anyway, it was pretty good. That was the, you know, King Narasawan the Great, Pat Narasawan Mahalat. And if you ever get a chance to, you know, I'm gonna get over here in the light. If you get a chance to go to those performances, you know, sit through it, watch it all, and the fireworks just make it even more glorious. But it's a very cool experience. One of the things I always liked since the first day I ever came to Thailand, probably. All right, man. Well, from here on the farm, where it's 0 dark 30, about 9 o'clock, I want to say thanks for watching, and keep watching, and I get back at you with more festivities here for the time.